Well, two of the favorites to lift the World Cup trophy, Portugal and Spain, will go head-to-head on Monday. Spain's win over Austria to get here was their first knockout stage win since 2010, which was when they won the World Cup. And for Portugal, we saw them beat Croatia, making it their sixth ever knockout stage win. Now, who will advance onto the quarterfinals? Portugal has 3 appearances in that stage so far, while Spain has 6. So, Jaydee, looking at both of these squads, looking at the talent that they have from top to bottom, which side would you say is more talented?
Oh, Spain are definitely more talented. I think they've showcased in terms of where they've been, the undefeated streak they're on right now, the way that De La Fuentes has them playing, the fluidity. The only problem I've had throughout this whole competition with Spain is I'm just waiting for them to marinate and showcase what they can do in the biggest stage. I think they've kind of been getting better as the competition's gone on, but we know what their ceiling is, and that's the important part we need to recognise. Unfortunately, I look across, and Portugal, and this is not to discredit them, I actually think they have the superior midfield on paper. I think they have the legendary striker in Cristiano Ronaldo. I think you don't see a weak link in terms of their back four, but when it all comes down to it, this is the favourable team because this is one of the favourites within the tournament, and they've showcased it, been there, done it before, from the Nations League all the way through. They have been one of the standards in Europe. I
feel like for a lot of the top teams in the World Cup, something that we keep saying about all these squads is we have yet to see them unlock their full potential. So between these two, Matteo, which one do you think still has the most left to unlock in this World Cup?
The most left to unlock. You think it's Portugal? Really? With the way Spain have played?
Spain against Austria, I thought we started to see where they're going, and I thought very comprehensive performance. For me, I haven't seen a good 90 minutes yet, complete 90 minutes from Portugal.
What's your take on Ronaldo?
I think that they are more dynamic when he's not on the field. I'm sorry, all you CR7 fans out there.
I feel like it's been so in fashion now to take cheap shots at Ronaldo as if he's like some guy off the street. Okay, he's in his 40s, we get it. He doesn't move like he once did.
Sounds like you, a little bit.
100%. That goal that he scored before the penalty, by the way, that was a great goal. And he showed, I think he hit 19 miles an hour. He can still run. Okay, it was against Uzbekistan that he scored a brace. I'm back. Was that a little bit silly to say you're back? You should have never left to begin with. But I still feel the runs I've seen from this guy, the finish that I saw when he just dinked it over the keeper, yes, he was a little bit offside, still glimmers there. There's still something there. Roberto Martinez isn't just playing him because he's handcuffed to play him. He still sees something in this guy. By the way, okay, he plays in Saudi Arabia, he's still scoring goals. Like, he's not at the highest level, but to me, to say that, you know, that we need to get him out of the team, okay, Gonzalo Ramos.
The only thing I'll counter with that is that there's a lot of deference to him. So sometimes guys are, Nuno Mendes had a great opportunity where he got in, and instead of taking the chance himself, he tried to play a ball over to Cristiano, who was in a worse position. So there's just that little bit of deference.
Just 3 goals.
I don't want to take anything away from an incredible player who's had an incredible career.
JD, what do you think?
I just wonder if when he came off the field and Roberto Martinez finally subbed him off, then all of a sudden, Gonzalo Ramos gets a header, and I know that's just a very small sample size.
It was a great ball to Gonzalo Ramos
from Leão. But then all of a sudden, Leão gets to be the guy when Ronaldo's not on the field. There's like an emotional issue, I think, that when he's on the field, the complexion and the feeling of the team changes.
No, you guys were talking about Ronaldo was subbed off, and it wasn't the first substitution that Roberto Martinez did make in this match. He made 4 substitutions in the 62nd minute, one of them being Bruno Fernandes, who he took out. And we haven't been seeing the same Bruno Fernandes that we're used to seeing at Manchester United. He has just 1 goal contribution in the World Cup so far through their 4 games. What do you think it is that this team needs to do to unlock the Bruno that we're used to seeing at Manchester United, the Premier League player of the season from this past season?
To be honest, I actually don't think it's on Roberto Martinez. I actually put the whole responsibility on Bruno Fernandes. I think he needs to recognise that he is arguably the most important and is the most important person, especially in the final third for this team. Vitinha might be the best player in this team, but he has the most impact in terms of whether or not this team is going to be successful. The drop-off you're seeing, forget the numbers. I'm going to do purely on the eye test, and this is where I go to what my boy Jimmy just alluded to. There's a lot of deference in terms of what I see in Bruno Fernandes. Every single time I think he plays a Cristiano Ronaldo. When he's in the Manchester United shirt, he recognises, I am the main man, I have to carry an air of responsibility, and he takes that with him. That's his passion. That's why he wears the captain's armband. That's why he plays on that edge. I don't see that level of edge when I see him in a Portugal shirt, and that's why I put the onus back on him, because it's not he hasn't got it. It's not he hasn't demonstrated it. It's definitely not his ability. It's way more to do with the mental side of he needs to accept the responsibility of saying, if this team is going to win in the final third, I need to be the best player on the pitch.
Yeah, and I think that's interesting you bring that up, that he wants that responsibility, because right now when I watch Portugal play and the ball gets to him, I feel like it slows down. Like Vitinha and João Neves coming from the PSG, Luis Enrique, they want to get it, keep it moving, play it around. The tempo's a little bit higher. When it gets to him, maybe because he's trying to do too much and trying to replicate what he's doing at the club, I think the game slows down, and all of a sudden their tempo that they once had has gone away, and they become a little bit easier to defend.
You know, I heard you both said there's a deference to Ronaldo, and I think the eye test shows that, right? That the teammates, when someone has the ball, I think they're first scanning to see where's Ronaldo. Could it also be that this guy has nearly 1,000 goals at the club level, that they still think, despite what all of us outside the team are saying, that they still think he's still got it? If we give him the right ball, he can still leap like an otherworldly human. He can still head the ball great. He can still make the runs. Maybe his teammates still believe a guy that's the all-time greatest goal scorer can still put a few in. Just putting it out there.
Do you sleep in Cristiano Ronaldo pajamas or what?
I have stayed in his hotel, and it did smell like him, and it smelled great.
All right, well, our friends at SofaScore, they did put a combined 11 of the best players between Spain and Portugal. So let's take a look at how that shapes up to be. What do you guys
Why do I feel
think
like
of this team?
I'm not gonna like this?
You're not gonna like it? What do you think?
Where's
Take
this
a look
based?
at it.
This is based on performances in the World Cup. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna look. You know, I love my SofaScore team. We work with them all the time, and they are my boys and my dogs. But I'm just gonna be honest with you. The Bruno Fernandes score is definitely inflated. Nuno Mendes, I think, has had a very good competition. I think Costa's had a good competition. The back four have been really good. I'm happy that they put Pedro Porro in there. Those two in the middle are great, but I don't know where you're missing. There's no pitch alive that I'm not gonna have arguably the best centre midfielder in world football and Vitinha on it. I don't care what numbers say. He could have a 4 next to his name. You need to have him in there. And again, up front, I know what Ariosta has done. Fantastic, brilliant. But I'm not going to choose that over Cristiano Ronaldo. It's just not going to happen.
He's 50. I think he's got a goal a game in the last 15 games for Spain. And all the talk before about Spain was about Lamine Yamal on one side, Nico Williams on the other. Williams on the other, who's not been fit, so he hasn't even played. It's been Baena instead. All the talk was about the midfield, of course, how much pace they finally had down the wide, how much creativity and dribbling. Oyarzabal never played for Barcelona, never played for Real Madrid. He's always been at Real Sociedad. He's a false 9 in a way. He has slowly been one of the most effective players for Spain, but JD, I have a feeling you're with me that we're not buying this Cristiano Ronaldo hate, so I can't go against CR7 either.
I think Baena is probably the most impressive one, because not that he's not a talented player, but because Nico Williams was so like, wow, how's Spain going to play? They're going to be really one-sided if it's just Lamine Yamal. And I think Baena has been excellent and has done a really nice job of having an impact on that side of the field, which then ultimately opens up space for Lamine Yamal.
Would you take him over Leão if we're comparing these two?
When Leão decides to be the guy, he is unbelievable. That ball that he played to Gonçalo Ramos was next level.
Leão's had pubalgia for the last year with Milan, and that's really derailed him. And he's a player that so relies on explosiveness and speed.
That's Sorry,
I'm saying the Italian way. He hasn't had that. And we know how much that zaps you of that explosive first step. So I'm really glad. That ball he put for Gonçalo Ramos was great.
Good for his confidence.
I think if we're just looking, though, at this tournament so far, Baena probably has the edge.
Different player profile.
They're very different player profile.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I trust Baena more, but the problem with Rafael Leão is he has that moment of magic. I think about the finish, the goal that he scored in the competition. That's not something that you can just pick and choose. Not every player can do that. And unfortunately, he doesn't show it enough on a consistent basis. And you're right, it might be the injury that's actually maybe in his mind that's playing things. But if he is on his day, he is unplayable.
Well, we have our guy, John Buckets Eimer, who's been waiting for us. Buckets, what bets do you have for us for this matchup between Spain and Portugal?
I have 2 bets, and I have absolutely no comments on Ronaldo on either side. I'm not getting a part of this. I've learned that if you say anything bad, even if you're correct, social media does not like any Ronaldo or Messi hate, so no comment there. But I've learned. I'm getting there. I will say I do think Spain is the much better team here. All that being said, I've got Spain over 1.5 team total. Spain to get 2 or more goals at -110. Don't really trust Portugal's backline after I saw Croatia almost get the best of them. And if Spain play how they played against Austria, they're just going to be too much. And also taking Mikel Oyarzabal to score or assist. We're getting it at even money. Anytime I can get him at +100, I'm going to take it. I know people are going to bet Yamal, but Yamal to score or assist is -140. I'd rather get even money money with a guy who already has 4 goal contributions.